So I am gonna quit being a nurse. No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna quit being a nurse, but I am gonna quit being an ER nurse, at least for a little while. Over the past 6 months or so, I've learned that there's so many other opportunities out there to kind of take advantage of, and I want to take advantage of some of those opportunities. And we're going to talk about three of the big ones in this video. One, being an infusion nurse. Two, you can work as a contracted 1099 nurse. Or three, if you work in a hospital system, you can kind of work in different areas, whether that be the ICU, the PACU, cath lab, anything like that. There's a ton of different opportunities out there, and we're going to be talking about those three in this video. So the number one thing to do outside of ER nursing, or if you wanted to choose a different route of nursing, it's being an infusion nurse. And I'm slowly falling in love with this field. Truly, it started probably a couple years ago. I was doing some PRN stuff. I was working with a company that got bought out by another company, and I just kind of followed them. Then I came out to California as a travel ER nurse. Really was doing some PRN stuff on the side here in California with that company, the infusion company. And then I got really tired of being in the ER with COVID. And luckily I was still working with this infusion company, and I was able to start with them full time. I've been doing about probably 6 months to 8 months now full time with them, and it has been a great experience. Working in home infusions allows me to make my own schedule, be home at night, off weekends and holidays. It really has a benefit of a work-life balance that I could never get in the hospital. So there are some major benefits to infusion nursing. Really, the big benefit is, like I said, the pace, especially coming from a high pace area like the ER, ICU, something like that. If you're just burnt out and you want to take a break, infusion nursing is a great field to look into, just because, like I said, the pace is super chill. The nice thing about infusion nursing is the pay. It pays really well. So you get paid from the time that you leave your house to the time that you get back to your house. So that includes travel time as well as mileage. You get paid mileage for your drive time as well. I would say there is one big drawback to being in a home infusion nurse, especially coming from the ER, is it can get boring at times. When you're showing up, like I said, you start your IV, you get your infusion going, and then pretty much you hurry up and wait. You just monitor your patient, do vital signs every so often, and that's all you have to do. So it can get very boring sometimes, especially on those long infusions where you're there for 6 to 8 hours or whatever it is. You really kind of have to have things to occupy yourself, especially when you're used to a high pace where you're just always running, always moving, always doing this, always doing that. You got 5 things going at once. When you're doing an infusion nursing, you don't have that. You have one patient that you have to focus on, and most of the time, like I said, it's just hurry up and wait. So you start the infusion and just monitor them until the infusion's done. You take your IV out and then you go home. So that's either a benefit or a drawback depending on your viewpoint. I do get kind of bored with it sometimes just because, like I said, I came from the ER. I'm used to a very fast-paced level of nursing, and this is very much not that. If you would like more information about infusion nursing, as far as how I got started in it, the companies that I've worked with, kind of my journey through infusion nursing, please leave some comments below. I would love to put a video together for you just kind of explaining how to get into it, more about it, and I would really kind of like to put my story out there if that's something that you guys would like to hear. Alright, so the second area that you can work within nursing is being a contracted nurse that is paid on a 1099. What does that mean? So being a contracted nurse paid on a 1099 means that you are contracted by a company to provide nursing services to them, but you do not directly work for that company. You are paid on what they call a 1099, which means that they pay you the full amount that you make. They don't take any taxes out, they don't take anything out of your pay. They give you exactly what you've earned for your hourly wage. You still have to pay taxes on this money, but you can hold on to that until the end of the year. What that allows you to do is take out, say, 20% of the money that they pay you, 20% for your taxes. You put it aside, you put it in a high interest savings account or some type of safe investment. And what you can do is take that money and allow that money to earn you more money, so that at the end of the year, when you have to pay the government that money, you've made money off of the money that you have to pay them. So you can really kind of play with this contracting world, and especially with taxes, really kind of make your money work for you, and it can be very, very beneficial. So the other benefit of being a contracted nurse working on a 1099 or being paid on a 1099 is that you can create an LLC for yourself. So this is a limited liability corporation, and you are creating a business for yourself to provide nursing services to people that need it. But what this allows you to do is basically write off a lot of business expenses. This includes meals, this includes mileage, this includes maintenance on your vehicle depending on how far you're traveling. There's so many different advantages of creating an LLC for yourself and using it as an opportunity to write off business expenses to save yourself some money at the end of the year in taxes. So it's super important that you speak to a tax specialist when you're setting this up. But there is a ton of stuff that you can do by creating an LLC for yourself and earning money on a 1099 under that LLC. The other benefit of being a contracted nurse working on or being paid on a 1099 is it gives you a lot of freedom in your schedule. So you really get to make your own schedules here. You get to work when you want to work. You get to be off when you want to be off. Now, keeping in mind that if you decide to do this full-time, you're not going to get health insurance, you're not going to get that, so you kind of have to take that into account and try to get that elsewhere. Or if you work full-time somewhere, you can get your benefits through them and then do contract nursing on the side just to kind of make some extra money, kind of depending on how you want to do it. But there's a ton of advantages and freedom to really create opportunity for yourself in the nursing field, and a lot of nurses have no idea about this. I sure didn't, and I would love to again create another video just talking about this, because I started off as a business major, and this is kind of being an entrepreneur and really getting out there in the business world, but incorporating nursing into it and really kind of finding a new avenue in nursing that really kind of excites me and allows me to kind of venture into different arenas and different things that I can do with nursing. So what can you do, or who can you work with to find work as a contracted nurse? One of the best ones, the best companies that I've worked with thus far is a company called Medley, and I will link in the description where you can check them out. But it is a fantastic company that really allows you to work as a contracted nurse and get paid on a 1099. And I've met a number of different people that have worked with Medley, and they do that full time. That's what they do. The other one is IV hydration companies. Believe it or not, there's a number of different companies, especially here in California, that are specializing in going to people's homes or having people come to them to start an IV, give them IV hydration, as well as IV nutrients and a bunch of other stuff to help you with, just preventative maintenance as far as making sure they're helping with their immune systems or like hangovers, stuff like that. And there's just a ton of opportunity in that field to really work and get paid on a 1099. So the third thing that you can do to change your nursing career is work in a different department. That's really kind of the simplest way. If you're working with a hospital, really reach out to your manager, reach out to other managers of other departments and see if that you can start to cross-train or even just take a different job in that department. A lot of nurses that I worked with in the ER did that. They would go to either PACU or IR, or they would go to a number of different areas within the same hospital to just get a different vibe or a different experience. And sometimes that's really all that you need, is to just do something different. So if you love the hospital that you're in, you really want to stay with that hospital chain, or you want to stay with that company, look and see what other areas within that hospital that you can go and check out. I personally chose to step out of the hospital altogether. I really was just burnt out on working 12-hour shifts and being in that hospital environment, and really took a huge leap of faith and went into in-home infusions, which really is completely different than what I ever thought I would be doing. But like I said, it really has been one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Stepping out of the hospital has been really, honestly, the best thing I could have done for my career. So these are just the 3 different areas of nursing that I have personal experience with. There's so many opportunities out there within nursing, guys. I really had no clue what opportunities were out there and waiting for me until I really started to look into this and really take advantage of some of the opportunities that were provided to me. But there's just so many out there, and like I said, these are just a few that I have personal experience with, and I just want to pass on my knowledge or pass on my experiences with this stuff so that I can help hopefully anybody watching this that has been in the same boat as me. They're just burnt out on what they're doing. They want to get away from bedside nursing, or they want to get away from that current nursing model that they're following, or current nursing stuff that they're doing, and really want to get out of the norm and just really do something completely different. And that's what this whole video is about, is just really being able to broaden your horizons and look at different opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities within nursing, because there's just so many out there. All right, guys, comment below, because I would love to hear what you guys have experienced in your career as far as being burnt out, or how you have transitioned from one area of nursing to another area. So I'd really like to hear those comments, so comment below. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video if you got anything out of it, and I look forward to putting out more content in the future. Thank you.